Hey everyone, welcome back to DJ's Corner, Just My Opinion, where we deep dive into the legends of comic book history. Today we are going all the way back to the beginning, to the issue that started one of the most iconic superheroes of all time, Spider-Man. That's right, we're talking about the Amazing Fantasy 15. If you're a comic book fan, especially a Spider-Man fan like myself, this one is going to be a real treat, so grab your favorite Spidey gear and settle in, and let's swing into the story of the world that introduced Peter Parker.
Welcome to DJ's Corner, it's just my opinion. Diving into mysteries, wrestling dominion. From true crime chills to comic book thrills, I break it down for you with all the feels. DJ's Corner, just my point of view. Funny and smart, bringing something new. From villains misunderstood to wrestling feuds. Tune in, my friends, as the truth reviewed. Let's talk Lex Luthor, business tycoon, falling from grace, aiming for the moon. Or Harley Quinn struggling, misunderstood plight in my corner. We'll get her story right. Let's talk Lex Luthor, business tycoon, falling from grace, aiming for the moon. Or Harley Quinn struggling, misunderstood plight in my corner.
Let's start with a bit of history. The Amazing Fantasy issue 15 hit the stands in August 1962. Published by Marvel Comics, created by the legendary duo Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. This issue marked the first appearance of Spider-Man. But did you know that Spider-Man almost didn't make it? Originally, the Amazing Fantasy was on the verge of cancellation, and Spider-Man was its last-ditch effort to see if a new character could breathe life into the series. I remember picking it up for the first time and being absolutely blown away by how timeless the story felt. Even though this was written back in the 60s, the themes of responsibility, struggle, and identity hit me hard, like they would any teenager trying to figure out life. It resonated with you, and that's going to be the key word through this issue: resonate. The story itself is as classic as it gets. Peter Parker, a nerdy high school student, gains spider-like abilities after being bitten by a radioactive spider. What makes this story special is its emotional core. Peter doesn't start out as a hero. He initially uses his power for personal gain, like we all would, let's be honest. But after the tragic death of his Uncle Ben, which could have been prevented, Peter learns with great power comes great responsibility, a phrase that will become more iconic as Spider-Man himself. That moment when Peter realized that he could have stopped the man who killed his uncle, it was something that stays with you, a powerful reminder that our actions or inactions will always have real consequences. Amazing Fantasy issue 15 did not just introduce new superheroes, it changed the way heroes were portrayed. Spider-Man was relatable. He had real problems like dealing with bullies, struggling with money, and navigating the awkwardness in being a teenager. Unlike other superheroes who were gods or billionaires, Spider-Man was just like us. And that's why he resonated so much with readers. Let's talk about some of the most iconic moments in this issue. The first panel where Peter Parker dons the Spider-Man suit is legendary, no doubt. But the scene that sticks with me and most of other readers is the one where Peter comes home to find his uncle has been shot. The raw emotion in this moment is something that Steve captured perfectly. I think what I love most about Amazing Fantasy issue 15 is that it's not just a superhero origin story. It's a story about growing up and facing the realities of life and learning to take on responsibility for your own actions. It is as much as Peter Parker as it is about Spider-Man. The duality of the two is what makes this issue and this character amazing. In terms of comic book collecting, Amazing Fantasy issue 15 is the holy grail for Spider-Man fans. It is the most sought after issues, with copies in mint condition going for astronomical prices. But even if you can't get your hands on the original, reprints and digital versions make it easy for anyone to experience this classic story. I remember when I first saw this issue and I was confused. I thought that the first issue of Spider-Man was the dual action deal with Reed Richards, and then there was another story on it. But when I saw this one, I was like, what the hell? Now, mind you, I was a wee lad when this happened. So it just blew me away of the depths of how Marvel Comics and Stan Lee knew even back then to always keep a gem or a diamond in the rough. I just thought that was really cool. Amazing Fantasy, issue 15, isn't just a comic book. It is a cultural milestone. It introduced the world to a character who would go on to become one of the most beloved superheroes of all time. Whether you're a seasoned comic book collector or just a casual fan, this issue is a must read. Spider-Man's journey from an awkward teenager to the hero is something that inspired generations, and it all started right here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Spider-Man origins, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more comic book content. And hey, what's your favorite Spider-Man moment? Drop it down in the comments below. Until next time, keep swinging, true believers.